Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday Westside Wellbeing with myself, Jamie. Today we are going to be doing circuits. So I've pulled 10 exercises out, and what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 seconds of each exercise. Then we'll take a 30-second pause in between each set. We're going to work our way all the way through those 10 exercises and then bring it all the way back to the top. We're probably going to do roughly 4 rounds here. So today's focus is more on the legs and the core, but we're still going to get a full body workout in as well. But they're the 2 areas that we're going to be putting a little bit more emphasis on, really making a nice strong core, nice strong base. So before we do get started, I'm going to work my way back to the mat and we're just going to do a little bit of warming up. So to start with, we're just going to open up the stance just outside shoulder width apart, point the feet out 45-degree angles. And from here, I just want you to slowly hinge forward at the hips, keeping the torso nice and straight. So we're just stretching into the hamstrings, but also into the adductors slightly that run on the inside of the thighs. Right, and we're just going to hold that there for a few more moments. As you can see today, we're back in the front room. So if you're joining this from your front room, the office, studio space, maybe even in the garden, depending on how chilly it is outside for you. And then we're just going to hinge it forward and then squeeze the hips forward. So we start to open up into the hip flexors, activating into the base of the back as well. And we're going to squeeze that forward again, just so we don't want to keep too much pressure on the base of the back. Good. When you come forward, really try and release the kneecaps so your quads are nice and soft, so you're stretching just through that target area. And we're going to slowly lift it forward. Good. So from here, what you do is you're going to drop one knee down to the side, just find that range. If you need to open up that stance a little wider, feel free to do so. Still trying to point the feet at 45-degree angles. And then just slowly lean into it. And then we're going to bring it back to the center and take it to the other side. Let's lean into it for a moment and bring it back to the center. Okay, we're just going to work it back into the other side for a few more seconds, and then we're going to switch it back over. Yeah, lovely stuff. Nice. Come back into the center. From here, we're going to stretch into the quadriceps for a moment. So we're going to take the right leg and squeeze that heel in towards that glute. Always feel free to take an arm out to find that balance, or use a chair or a wall. But if you want to test that balance, let's see where we are. I'm just going to hold it in here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to release that right leg, bring the left leg up, and again just find that balance. Just really open up into that quad muscle. Nice. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. From release, we're going to take the right arm across the torso and place the left arm just at the top behind the elbow. So we're squeezing into the back of the shoulder. And we're going to release from there, swing it out a little bit with both arms, and then bring that left arm across the chest and just start to squeeze just above the elbow. So we're stretching through the back of the shoulder. Good stuff. And we're going to release from there. We're going to give everything a little shake out with the top, give the legs a little shake. Yeah, just so we can get some movement into the muscles, into the joints slightly. So let's go for it. We're going to start with squat around the world. So that's where you're going to open up the stance just outside shoulder width apart. And as you squat down, you're going to bring your hands just underneath the hamstring. Sorry. I don't want you to try and allow the hands to meet because that will force the knees in. That's not what we're looking to do. So just find that natural range of movement, and then we bring it nice and tall all the way up to the top. So I'm going to set the timer. We'll get our stance. We'll set ourselves. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. Timer is on. So again, just find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. See this as a little bit of a warm-up exercise as well, just so we're mobilizing through the hips, through the knees, through the shoulders, starting to pump some blood in towards the larger muscle groups within the legs, especially within the quads. And again, get the arms nice and mobilized, nice and warm, nice and worked. Yeah, let's keep that there. And we're going to keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and pause. Let's reset that. Lovely stuff. I got about 35 seconds out of you there. So the next movement we're going to go into is squat floor touches. So from here, I want you to open up that stance that little bit wider. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to use that squat movement, but instead of taking the hands up and overhead, we're going to bring the hands down towards the floor and see if we can touch it with the fingertips. Take a nice big inhale, nice big exhale, and in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. Nice, so we're just hinging down through the hips, trying to keep the back and the torso nice and tall, nice and level. Just working into the quads, the hamstring, the adductors. Get strong work, everyone. Nice, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. 10 more seconds. A few more repetitions. And we're going to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good, nice strong work, everyone. Take a little pause, we'll take 30 seconds. You might start to notice heart rate starting to increase slightly. And as we start to work through the different movements, we're just going to increase that heart rate even further. Get it to a nice zone where we're feeling nice and energized, but also slightly out of breath at the same time. So the next one we're going to go into is some reverse lunges. We're going to take it from alternate legs here. So you'll take the right foot back, go into that lunge, bring that foot back forward, and then switch it into the left side. So we'll set ourselves. When we're set, when we're ready, let's go for it. So we're just taking the right foot back, trying to work into right angles with the legs. Again, make sure you don't take that stride too far back, and just working that back knee down towards the floor. Good, strong work, everyone. A few more repetitions, we've got 10 more seconds. Good, let's keep that there for 5, and for 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Ooh, feel free to take a little bit of water on board if you wish to. Because from here we're going to give the legs a little bit of a rest. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down onto the knees. We're going to go into a curl and a press through, working through the biceps into the shoulders. But what I do want you to do is when you curl it up, keep the fists nice and clenched, palms face in, and then as you rotate through the shoulders, really open up through the fingertips. So we're lengthening all the way through the shoulders. We're not holding any dumbbells or any objects here, so we can just allow that full range of movement through the hands, which really opens up through all the ligaments, the tendons and the joints. So in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. We're going to curl it up, drive it up, rotate, open up through those hands, and bring it back down. Nice, really contract through the hands when you go into that curl section. But then as you drive and rotate up through the shoulders, really open up through those palms. Yeah, nice strong work, everyone. Lovely stuff. Let's keep that going. And we go one arm at a time. We're going to go for 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, nice. Take a little pause there. Take a moment. So from here, we're going to integrate further into the upper body, and we're going to go into a round of push-ups. So your options here are take the hands nice and wide, just outside shoulder width apart, and you can either go into a classic planked push-up, or if you want to bring it onto the knees. What I want you to do, if you bring it onto the knees, I don't want you to be setting your hips back. I need to pitch those hips all the way forward towards the ground. So we've got that nice straight line from the shoulders all the way up to the knees, so we can still work through that 4 repetition range. So let's set ourselves, get yourself in position, and in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. I'm going to take it to the knee option, again just so we can start to warm up through the chest muscles. through the triceps. Get really pressing down through the palms. Good, strong work, everyone. Nice, moving towards 10 seconds. Keep the glutes nice and engaged. Good, and we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. So from here we're going to go into some knee drives. So we're going to utilize that high plank position, but you're going to bring the hands a little bit closer. From there, you're going to pull one knee in, drive it all out, pull the other knee in, and drive it out. So we start to really integrate into those abdominal muscles here. We're keeping the upper body nice and engaged in that static hold position. And so we'll set ourselves, and in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go, just pulling one knee in, taking it all the way back out, really trying to pull that knee into the center line of the body. So we're working right into the abdominal muscles, into that stomach wall. Yeah, nice, moving towards 10 seconds. Let's keep that there. You're going to start to feel this through the shoulders, possibly through the arms. We're going to go for 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Whew. Take a moment. We'll take 30 seconds, take some water on board if you wish to. Because from here we're going to go into quite an energetic movement. We're going to go into a crab crawl. So how that works is we're going to come up onto our tiptoes at the back of the mat, or wherever you are working from. And you're going to flow the knees out to the side. From here, what we're going to do is you're going to walk the hands out in front of you, take it as long as we can if you wish to. Add a press up in there, and then slowly work it all the way back. And we're just going through that movement. So we'll set ourselves in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. We're going to walk it all the way out. Press if you wish to, and walk it all the way back in. Again, the other option is you can walk it out, find that range, and then just start to walk it all the way back in. Or again, if you want to just do a half press up, so just do a little bit of movement through the elbows and then walk it back in. Yeah, we've got 10 more seconds. That'll give us time to do 2 more repetitions. Then we're going to walk it all the way back out. Last one, press all the way through and bring it back in. Good, so really working through the full range of the body there, utilising the legs, the core, the arms, the upper body. As you can see, it's going to increase that heart rate as we start to work our way through the session. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to just add a little bit of a mobility movement, similar to a stretch that we did to start with. So we're going to open up the stance just outside shoulder width apart, point the feet out 45-degree angles. And this time you're going to drop the knee. You're just going to start working it from side to side. This is going to really work into your glute minimus that runs around the base of the back and the outside of the hips. So we'll set ourselves, open up that stance, and in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. So we're just rocking it from side to side. Again, like I did there, feel free to open up that stance slightly. Just allows you to get that little bit more movement. Really working into the hip flexors, the adductors, the groin muscles. Again, activating into that glute minimus that runs around the base of the back into the side of the hips. Good, let's keep that there. We're going to go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Excellent work, everyone. Nice. So from here, we're going to take it down back onto the ground for the last 2 movements, and then we're going to take it all the way back up to the top. So the next one we're going to go into, we're just going to work into the oblique muscles down the side of the torso. Really help support the rib cage and the rest of the core. So what you do is you're just going to bring the hands nice and close to the side of the torso and just slide it from one side to the other, while keeping the chin nice and elevated in towards the chest. So in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. We lift the chin up in towards the chest. So we're raising through the top of the shoulders, keeping the head nice and elevated, and then just sliding the fingertips
down each side, working into the oblique muscles. Good, nice, let's keep that there, 10 seconds. A few more repetitions here. Good, and we're gonna go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice, 30 seconds, perfect time. You really start to feel that kick in to those oblique muscles. So the last one within this round is, I'm going to move my water bottle slightly, we're going to go for some knee pull-ins. We've done some knee drives. So from here, we're going to do knee pull-ins. So you're going to pull both knees in, extend the legs back out in front of you, and then pull the knees in. Nice and steady, nice and controlled. And we're going to go in 3, 2, and 1. We'll pull the knees in, lengthen it all the way out. By all means, if you can keep the heels off the ground, feel free to do so. Or if you need to, as you start to work into the abdominal muscles, just to release that tension, bring the heels back down onto the ground, and then still working through that same range of movement. So we're still working into that same target area, but just getting that moment of relief as the heels hit the ground for 3, 2, and 1. Good, nice, strong work. Everyone take a little bit of water on board. That was round 1 complete. So from here, we're going to take it back into our legs, or focusing on the legs as we take it back into our squat around the world. So that's where we open up the stance, just outside shoulder width apart. Hands come up nice and high, and as you bring it down into that squat, we just bring the arms underneath the hamstrings and then open it all the way back out. So we'll set ourselves in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go for it. So again, putting the emphasis back primarily into the quad muscles here, working through the shoulders and the arms. And again, just make sure as you come out the base of that squat, you're really squeezing into the glutes. So we're building into that glute strength. Also it'll help take the pressure off the lower back, squeezing all that tension from the squat movement into the glutes, building that glute strength. I've probably had you going here for a while, so we're going to go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice, take a pause, take a moment everyone. From there we keep it with the squats. We're going to take it down towards the ground this time. So we go into those squat floor touches. So again, stance just outside shoulder width apart. And as you go through that squat, just bringing the fingertips down towards the floor. So we'll set ourselves, and in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. So again, just working from side to side with the hands, keeping the emphasis into the legs. And because we're pitching the torso forward slightly, to bring the fingertips to the floor, we're putting a little bit more emphasis into the hamstrings here, as well as the quads. Good, we're gonna go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Whew, nice, strong work everyone. Let's keep that there. We're going to keep it with the legs again, and we take it into those alternate lunges this time. So I'm going to set myself a little bit further up towards the top end of the mat. And that's again where we take the right leg back, down into that lunge position, pop it back up, take the left leg back, and then working into the other side. Take a nice few deep breaths. And in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go. So again, just trying to create those nice right angles, but with the legs. You don't have to worry about bringing the knee all the way to the ground. We're just trying to find that range. See if you can keep it hovering just off the ground. If it does happen to meet the floor, no problem at all. Just be careful if the knee does hit the floor, not to jar too much through the hips. Keep that there. We're going to go for 1 more repetition on each side. For 2, and for 1. Whew. Strong work everybody. Take a little bit of water on board. Just coming up to 20 minutes in. Strong work everyone. So from here we go back into our curl and press. So again, curling up through the biceps and then driving the hands up nice and high. I'm going to bring it down onto the knees, but you can stay standing if you wish to. If you do bring it down to the knees, just make sure you're really engaging into those glutes and just have like the knee stance just at shoulder width apart. So from here, set the trusty timer and we'll start into our first repetition on curling up, driving up and overhead and replace. Curl it up, drive it up. Nice, as we curl, we're clenching through the fists and then driving up and rotating through the shoulders. Curl up, palms come in, drive up, rotate, palms come out. Good, nice strong work everyone. Let's keep that there, just mobilizing for the next upper body sequence. We're gonna go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Feel free to open it all out, swing it out a little bit. Whew. So, because from here we take it back into our push-ups again. So, a few options, as before, keep it nice and high in that classic high plank position as you bring the chest and just bend through the elbows. But again, same thing, but if we bring it onto the knees, just making sure we're pitching those hips nice and forward. You might need to take the knee back slightly just to allow for that full range of movement. So we'll set ourselves, and in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go for it. So we take it out into that position. I'm going to start on the knees, just working my way through those repetitions at any point. If you want to take it into that higher, press up just to put a little bit more emphasis and load through the chest and the triceps. Feel free to do so. And then again, if you need to bring it back to the knees, just to finish off the repetitions, because we're going to go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Whew. Stop the timer, take a bit of water on board if you wish to. Just take those 30 seconds just to recalibrate with the lungs. Take a little bit more air on board, because from here we're going to shift back into the core where we go into our knee drive. So we're just pulling one knee in at a time, pulling the knees in towards that center line of the body. So just slightly working from one side to the other, but still keeping the emphasis right down the center of the core. And nice, again, just working into the abdominal muscles, through the stomach wall. And as you drive the knee in and keep it nice and high, just activating into the transverse abdominals that sit within the pelvis at the base of the core for 3, for 2, and for 1. Whew. Lovely stuff, everyone. Take a little moment. Heart rate's increased a little bit more into round 2. And from here we take it into our crab crawl. So we're really going to elevate that heart rate slightly. So I'm going to set myself, I'm going to bring myself onto my tiptoes, knees flared out towards the side, and then we walk it all the way out. Press if you wish to, and then walk it all the way back in. So we'll set ourselves, and in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go for it. So we're going to walk it all the way out. I'm going to throw a little press in there, and then start to walk it all the way back in. Yeah, nice. As you start to walk it back in, really try and tuck the hips nice and low as soon as you can to come back into that crab position, just so we're not putting too much load through the upper body. We've got time for one more repetition. And rest. Perfectly timed. Lovely stuff, everyone. So, we bring it back into our mobility section, but also working into the glute minimus. I've mentioned it a few times. A lot of people are aware of the glute maximus. Glute minimus is what really helps support the base of the back and the spine into the side of the hips. Sits just above the glute maximus. Funnily enough, a little bit smaller due to its name. So, with our put the stance just outside shoulder width apart, we're quite wide outside shoulder width apart, sorry. Feet point out 45-degree angles, and then we just start rocking it from one side to the other. Getting that nice full range of movement through the hips in that lateral plane. Good, nice, let's keep that there. Feeling this one this time. Moving towards 20 seconds. A few more repetitions on each side. Good, and we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, we get nice and central. And take a little moment, 2 more movements within this second round. Back into the core again. So we work into our heel touches, we're working into the oblique muscles, and then into those knee pull-ins this time. So we'll start to make our way down on towards the ground. Oh, I always like to do a nice little roll. It just helps to open up through the centre of the spine. Give everything a nice long stretch. Lengthen everything out for a moment. And then from there we're going to bring the feet back up onto the soles of the feet, back up onto the floor. Set the hands either side of the torso, lift that chin into the chest, and then just starting to work from one side to the other. Yeah, getting that nice full contraction into those oblique muscles. Good, let's keep that there. Lovely stuff, moving towards 10 seconds to go. And we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Lovely stuff. Take a little moment. We're going to take 30 seconds. Just lay down on the ground. Focusing on your breathing. Nice big inhales. Nice big exhales as we transition into our knee pull-ins. So from here we'll take the legs out nice and long. Place the hands onto either side of the floor and pitch them out to the side slightly so you've got that nice base. And we'll set ourselves in 3, 2, and 1. So we pull the knees in, lift the chin into the chest, extend the legs back out. Pull the knees in and lengthen it back out. Again, by all means, if you need to bring the heels down onto the floor, just to take that moment rest before lifting the knees back in. Good, strong work everyone. Nice, let's keep that there. A few more repetitions. We're going to go for 3 more. So we'll go for 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Nice, strong work everyone. Take a little moment. Got 35 seconds out of you there. Lovely stuff. And that's round 2. Complete. Really strong work everyone. Let's check the time. Good, so we're moving towards, we're 28 minutes in. So just over 15 minutes to go. So we've definitely got time to get 1 more round in. And then maybe part way through another round. Whew. Focus on the breathing for a moment. As we come back into the centre of the mat, because we go back into our squat around the worlds. So we've set the stance just outside shoulder width apart. Feet pointing out, 45-degree angles. We're going to take the arms up above the head, down into that squat position, arms underneath the hamstrings, and then just coming up nice and tall, nice and long, working our way through that range of movement. Good, strong work everyone. Nice, let's keep that there. Good, let's keep that going. I'm going to go to 1 hand at a time. Lovely stuff for 3, 2, and 1. Take a pause, 30 seconds back in. So you might start noticing as we start to move through the rounds, move through the exercises, that heart rate starts to increase that little bit more. Just so we're consistently staying within that zone, ideally within a metabolic zone. So once you've finished the workout, you'll still be burning calories for quite a while after. And again, it just allows that slow release of the endorphins that we're getting from the exercise. Re-energizing, de-stressing, and tackling the rest of the day. Enjoying the rest of the day, I should say. So, from here we're going to go into our squat floor touches. So this time, still use that squat movement, but taking the hands down towards the ground, feet just outside the shoulder width apart, and we are back in. Yeah, so just switching it from left to right, And again, changing the emphasis slightly here, so still working into the quads, but putting a little bit more emphasis into the hamstrings now, into the glutes, into the base of the back. Yeah, lovely stuff, everyone. Nice, let's keep that there. And again, you might find, I found, as we work through the rounds, you start to speed up a little bit because your energy level's that little bit higher. We're going to go for 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Nice, pause there. Take a little moment, take some water on board if you wish to, because from here we're keeping it on the legs. We're taking it into our alternate lunges, alternate reverse lunges. So I'm going to work my way towards the front of the mat. Take a few big breaths. And we'll set ourselves in 3, 2, and 1. We're taking the right leg back and then just popping straight back up out of that lunge movement. Good, again, just finding that rhythm, creating right angles with those legs. Good, a few more repetitions on each side. Let's keep that going. Good, and we're going to go for 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Whew, I need some water this time. Oh, strong work, everyone. Nice. Going to give the legs a little pause and then shift it back into our curl and press. So we're down on the ground, or I'm down on the ground. You can stay up on the feet if you wish to. If you do come down onto the knees, like myself, just make sure you're keeping the glutes nice and engaged. It's a really good way to build into that glute strength without having to put too much movement through them. So we'll set ourselves, gauge the glutes, clench the palms, curl it up, start the timer, curl it up, drive it up, but open those palms all the way out. Unless you've decided to add in some dumbbells to this one, feel free to make sure that you hold on to those as you go through this range of movement. Nice to really working into the biceps, working into the shoulders, really squeeze the arms back down. So you're just engaging into the triceps slightly as well as we follow the natural mechanics of the body. Good, let's keep that there. I'm going to go to one arm. We're going to go for 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Nice. I extended that one slightly, 40 seconds. Got a few more repetitions out of you there. So you might feel this next one as we take it back into the push-ups again. As we come into round 3, if you wish to change the emphasis slightly and work more into the tricep on the back of the arm instead of the chest, if you bring the hands nice and central, kind of just above the shoulders. And again, you can take it onto the knees still, but make yourself nice and long. This time the arms will be tucking nice and close in towards that torso. So we'll set ourselves, and in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Again, you can bring it up into that high plank position if you wish to, or bring it down onto the knees, or if you want to switch between those two positions as we work our way through the set. Good, strong work, everyone. Nice, let's keep that there. Starting to feel this one now. We're going to go for 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Whew. Nice, strong work, everyone. We'll move into our last 4 exercises within this round. So from here, we're back into our crab crawls. So we come up onto our tiptoes, have the knees flared out, 45-degree angles, and we're going to walk it out, press if we wish to, and then walk it back in. Again, remember, as you walk it back in, really try and start to sink those hips back down in towards this position here, so we're not keeping them too elevated, so we're taking the pressure off the lower back, but also not putting so much of the body weight load through the arms. So we'll set ourselves in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go. We're going to walk it out. Press if you wish to. Walk it in, and just as we take the first few steps, really sink those hips back down in, so you can keep going and walking through the arms. Good. Sink the hips nice and low. Good. Let's keep that there. We're going to go for one more repetition from here.
We'll walk it all the way out. Press if we wish to. Walking in, sit the hips, finish off the walk, and rest. Nice, strong work everyone. So, we bring it back up onto the feet as we take it into our side to side, hip flexor, and glute minimus activation movement. So we set the feet nice and wide. I'm going to start the timer from here, and we just sink it down from one side to the next, working through that lateral hip line. Good, strong work everyone. Nice, let's keep that there. 15 seconds, 15 more seconds to go. Good, let's keep that there. Lovely stuff. We're going to go for 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, and rest. Whew. Hopefully your heart rate is nice and high, but in that manageable zone. Oh, as you can hear, mine is. But also I'm talking all the way through. Hopefully you guys aren't having to talk all the way through. Really being able to focus in on that workout. Just under 10 minutes to go. So we're going to bring it back down onto the mat, and we're going to go into our sides to side touches, so working into the oblique muscles again. So soles of the feet nice and flat on the floor. Lift the chin into the chest. Keep the arms nice and tucked into the torso. And then just sliding it from one side to the next. Working through those repetitions. Yeah, really working into the obliques for 10 more seconds. And we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, rest the head back onto the floor. And we take it into our knee pull-ins. So we're just going to take 30 seconds here, just to focus back in on the breathing. Yeah, we'll extend the legs out in front of us. Lift the head off the ground, chin into the chest, set the arms out to the side, and then start to pull the knees in. And lengthen it all the way back out, really trying to work through that full range of movement within that hip joint. So trying to bring the heels as close down towards the ground as possible. Or by all means feel free to bring the heels onto the ground between each repetition. If you just need that little pause, that little rest. Good, let's keep that there. We're going to go for 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Lovely stuff everyone, nice, take a little moment. And horse, another round down. Flying through them today. Really strong work everyone. So let's see, nice. So we've got time to pretty much get one more round in near enough. We'll see how we go, see if we can get everything in. So we're going to take it back up onto the ground. We go into our squat around the worlds. I'm going to set the timer, feet just outside shoulder width apart, hands underneath the hamstrings, and then just bringing it all the way back up and back around. Nice last little push, sit with me, we've got just over 5 minutes to go. Good, let's keep that there. And we're going to go for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice, strong work. Everyone take a little moment before we take it into our squat floor touches this time. Whew. It's getting me now, moving into that last round, last few minutes. Last little push. We're going to set the stance just outside shoulder width apart, feet point at 45-degree angles, and we're just taking it down into those squat floor touches. So just working it from one arm to the other, keeping the emphasis into the legs. A last little push here. Good. Strong work, everyone. Nice. Let's keep that there. We're going to go 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1.
Whew. Getting us now, really into it. Strong work, everybody. From here we take it back into our alternate lunges. We got time. Let me move towards the camera, see where we're at time-wise. Nice, 5 minutes. We got this. So we're going to set ourselves. We're going to go in 3, in 2, and 1. We take the right leg back, squeeze it forward, and then just switching from one leg to the other, trying to create those right angles through the legs. Good, making sure we're keeping the torso nice and tall. Good, strong work, everyone. Let's keep that there. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Whew. Lovely stuff. Nice. We take 30 seconds. Then we take it into our final round of that curl and press. I'll take a bit more water on board. So I'm going to bring it down to the knees again, just so I stay within that camera range. We'll set ourselves for 3, 2, and 1. We're curling up, squeeze and extend, bring it back down. Squeeze and extend, and bring it back down. Again, nice, just really mobilizing through the bicep, through that shoulder joint as we rotate and work into the front delt, the side delt, the rear delt, into the trap slightly as well. Good, strong work. Everyone, I'm going to take it to there. We're going to go for 2 and for 1. Whew, strong work, everybody. Back into that upper body sequence where we put the emphasis back into the chest and the arms, working through our push-up movement. So again, take a little moment so we can take the air back on board within our 30 seconds. Nice, and we'll set ourselves. Again, I'm going to go close grip once again this time. Feel free to take it out nice and wide if you wish to. I'm going to set the timer, lengthen out through the torso, and then just working our way through that press up movement. Whether you've gone narrow or wide, it's entirely up to you. And if you maybe need to reset and switch between the narrow and taking it out wide, feel free to do so. Just take your time doing that. Good, we're going to go for 5, 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Good work, everyone. Take a little moment. Because from here we take it back into our crab crawls. So we're up on our tiptoes, point the toes out and the knees out, 45-degree angles. We're going to take 10 seconds here. And again, here we go. Let's set ourselves. Last round on the crab crawls. Time is going, so we're going to walk it all the way out. Press if you wish to. Walk it back in and really try and sink those hips back down nice and low in between the knees as you start to work it all the way back. Good, strong work, everyone. Nice. We've got time for one more repetition from here. So we'll walk it out, press if we can. Start to walk it back in, sink the hips and rest. Oh, strong work, everyone. Nice. So we're into our last 3 movements. We've got our hip flexor side to sides, activating into the glute, and then our 2 core exercises. So we're going to open up the stance nice and wide, feet out at 45-degree angles, hands onto the hips if you wish to, and then just start working it from one side to the other. Good, strong work, everyone. Nice. These last few rounds, I'm going to slowly decrease the time that we have between the sets, just to increase that heart rate a little bit more before you carry on with the day. Yeah, we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, strong work, everyone. Nice. Ooh, we're going to bring it down onto the ground. We're going to set ourselves, bring the soles of the feet onto the floor. Hands down by the side, lift the chin into the chest. And then we're just going to work it from side to side, working into those oblique muscles. Last little push on these. Yeah, nice strong work, everyone. Moving towards the last 10 seconds here. Good, so we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. Take a little moment. We'll take probably 15 seconds. And then we're going to go into our last movement, the knee pull-ins. So we'll take the legs out nice and long. Hands down by either side of the hips. Lift the chin into the chest and then start to pull those knees in towards that torso. And then just slowly lengthening all the way out. Trying to get the legs nice and flat. So you're working through the full range into the hip joint. Good, strong work, everyone. Nice, almost there. We're going to go for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice, good work, everyone. And rest. Take a bit of water on board. Give yourself a little pat on the back if you wish to, because there you have it, another circuit session with myself, Jamie, on this Wednesday for Westside Wellbeing. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.